What's up, guys? I'm in central Turkey right now. This city called Afyonkarahisar has a really old castle, and you can see that behind me. It's on top of this giant hill, and over here you can see probably the oldest mosque in the city, or at least the biggest one. It's called Ulu Mosque, the big mosque. So what am I doing here? Well, I'm on an international rotation, so I'm doing internal medicine in Turkey, and really it's just an excuse to explore and enjoy my 4th year of medical school. So yeah, the last year of medical school was great. But the reason I made this video is to talk about something else, and that's thyroid cancer. So about 7 months ago, I started to notice that when I was running on the treadmill, I couldn't run as much as I used to. I run on the treadmill at least like 2 or 3 times a week, and I run a mile. And really, last year around this time, I was probably in the best shape of my life. But then eventually I noticed I just couldn't run as far without having to stop, catch my breath, run again, stop, catch my breath. And at the time I thought it was because I wasn't keeping up the habit, keeping up the routine in the same way. So that's what I thought. I wasn't too worried about it. But in retrospect, I think it's because my heart rate was higher than it should have been. So later, I noticed that I was losing a lot of weight. Going into medical school, I weighed about 200 pounds, maybe even 210. That was too much. So I started to pick up exercise in medical school. And I went down to about 180, 190. And that was a pretty healthy weight for me. But a few months ago, I noticed that I was down to like 170. Even waking up in the morning, I was down to like 168. So I was wondering what's going on with that. And on top of that, I had what I thought was swollen lymph nodes on my neck, the left side of my neck. And I had noticed these about 2 years ago. And I wasn't really worried about it because I know it happens, but with the weight loss, I thought, okay, maybe there's like a Hodgkin lymphoma thing going on. I don't know. So right now it's February. A couple months ago in January, I went to the student health. I don't even have like a family doctor because I haven't gone in like at least 2 years. So I went to student health and I just said, like, I'm going to leave the country soon, to Turkey for an international rotation, and I just want to make sure this isn't something bad, And the doctor looked at it. I noticed that it moves when I swallow. And she said that this is probably not a lymph node, it's the thyroid. And you can imagine how embarrassed I felt as a medical student thinking that I had swollen lymph nodes the whole time when it's a whole other organ. But she said that they needed a better ultrasound and a biopsy. So anyways, we had that ultrasound done. I had an ultrasound done, and the ultrasound showed that the left side of my thyroid was way bigger than it should be. Had a nodule about 5 centimeters long, huge nodule, 5.5 centimeters. And there was even some calcifications inside of it, which is concerning. That's what the ultrasound showed. At the same time, we drew my labs, TSH, T4, T3, and my thyroid labs. And my T4 was elevated. My TSH was less than 0.01. So I'm also in a hyperthyroid state, and I think that explains my symptoms of weight loss and that higher pulse making me more tired. So with the hyperthyroidism and the thyroid mass, I thought, for sure this has got to be like a toxic adenoma. But with that ultrasound showing something concerning, we decided to do a biopsy. And the biopsy said that I have papillary thyroid cancer. So this was about a month ago. And I just remember, opening my laptop and looking at the results and thinking, fuck, and I don't know, I've always considered myself a free spirit. That's why I'm here right now. I've always enjoyed traveling and just doing what I want, without worrying about my body breaking down, especially at the age of 26. At this age, people feel invisible, we don't worry about health problems and things like that. I mean, a lot of us don't. Some of us do. A lot of us do. A lot of us don't. But, I didn't. I felt invisible. And I never consciously felt invisible. I just never thought about these things. And, so anyways, that was the first, thought. That was the first panic that's inside of me. It's like, they're going to have to take my thyroid out. I'm going to take this hormone, levothyroxine, for the rest of my life. I have to take it every single day. Because they're going to take the thyroid out. My body's not going to produce it. If I don't take it, I'm going to, die within a few weeks. So, it's like, if a pandemic, if something ever happens that causes society to break down, that I can't get this medication, I'm screwed, and, I've always considered myself a free spirit, and where I was going with that is like, I've always kind of just imagined living in the middle of nowhere, at some point in my life. That's not possible. I got to get this medication now. And the way it works is you can only refill this medication every 90 days, right? So I can't just stockpile either. So, that's the first thing. It's just like at the age of 26, I'm face to face with death. It's something that I have to think about now. And I haven't had the surgery yet because those are things which I don't care to deal with. But I have to have the surgery eventually because this mass is growing. And then the other thing is, I'm hoping to only take out half of the thyroid, because at least then I'll know that I have a little bit of healthy tissue. At least then I'll know that, like, if worst case scenario, I can't get the drug for some reason, I can survive, right? But because it's so big, the protocol is to take out both sides of the thyroid, which I think is stupid because there's nothing wrong with this side of the thyroid. And if something ever does come up in the future, and that, that's when I'll take it out. But, taking both sides out now is just, that's the current guideline, So other thoughts that have been in my mind within the past few weeks as I've thought about this, it's like the why, like what did I do? It's because I was exercising. I've been exercising. I've been eating pretty healthy. So it's like, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do to my body, right? And it's like nothing. That's the what sucks about this diagnosis. I didn't do anything. And I don't smoke. I don't drink alcohol. So what happened is, based on what I've read, it's due to some kind of childhood radiation exposure, and it takes about 5 to 10 years to manifest. It could even manifest a bit later. So what kind of radiation exposure did I have 5 to 10 years ago? I mean, I don't know. Only thing I can think about is like dentist appointments. And then there's always radiation and other things like, you know, flying and other just random things like bananas have radiation apparently. Like, I don't know, you know, I don't know why this happened. And you know, it's confusing. But you know, I'll never know. That also sucks. And you know, I've also been like thinking about maybe, you know, my area of the United States, which I live in, has a lot of radon gas. So was it that? I don't know. Was it microplastics? But you know what? Something I've been thinking about is that 100 years ago, if I had caught this diagnosis, I would have died. But 100 years ago, I probably would not have had this diagnosis. I mean, this disease is kind of a product of the modern age. So there's that too. So anyways, I'll be back in the States, you know, next month, and I'll get that surgery done. I really hope they'll just take out a half, but by all chances, they're probably going to take out both sides. So anyways, you know, I just wanted to talk about that. The more information, the more testimonials and anecdotes about this there is on the internet is better, I feel like, for other people going through the same thing. I'll end with this. I talked about how I was confused about what I might have done wrong, what I might have done to deserve this, but I should say thank God. I should say Alhamdulillah, thank God, you know, because I could have caught bladder cancer, testicular cancer. I could have been in a deadly car accident. Instead of me, you know, one of my family members could have gone in cancer. I could have had to deal with that. This is something which, at the end of the day, my thyroid got a bit bigger because of these malignant cells, but it's not deadly if I take care of it. It has like 100% cure rate. Most people live a long time, so thank God, you know. Could have been a lot worse. And I'll pop these levothyroxine pills and have a good life, you know, inshallah, God willing. So that's the sound of the call of prayer you can hear. So there you go. So thank you guys for listening. Good luck if you're still going through this. You'll be fine. And have a good one. What's up, guys? So right now I'm at the top of the castle in Afyon, and just wanted to add this little video to the end because why not? I mean, this is what everyone comes to Afyon, to this city, for. Yeah, the cool thing about traveling, you know, it's like when you're at places like this, you can just relax and forget about life's problems for a while. So have a good one.